There are a lot of I went vegan for a month challenges on YouTube. I watched them all so you don't have to. Press like and let's go.
Why? Why am I doing this? Well, one, I like to get out of my comfort zone. Every time I go out of my comfort zone, I improve myself in some way. Two, I want to learn. I've always been pretty dumb when it comes to nutrition and cooking and putting those salad things in your tonguey hole. I believe it's called food, and I believe it's called mouth. Three, I think it's a good cause, helping the environment and animals. I think it's a worthy goal, and I want to at least try.
I'm doing it for mental clarity. Let me explain. I started to notice that after every single one of these delicious, meaty, greasy meals, it would feel kind of like I was getting hit by a train. For the next 3 hours, all physical and cognitive activities would become many times more difficult. I started to think about the impact that this was having on my productivity.
It's officially official. 4 weeks of going vegan are in the books, and I'm so happy I met my goal. I have to thank you guys for challenging me on my 30 days of keto video.
And we'll be doing it from 2 different perspectives. One, from the family man. And 2, from the bachelor. But both really just 2 dudes who are curious to explore the vegan diet as absolute beginners and see where it takes us.
To fully put this diet to the test and see if it actually has the health benefits everybody claims, Matt decided to go on a vegan diet for a full 30 days to answer a few questions. How difficult will it be to change? How will his energy be affected? And will he decide to continue this vegan diet after the 30-day trial?
You know what I've just been reminded of? I like eggplant. I don't eat enough eggplant. Wait, is that a zucchini? It's true though, I was pretty excited about how much I liked eggplant. I texted a picture of an eggplant to all of my friends and family.
This is what it all looks like. The good news is that I get to eat a lot more than I'm used to. Hell yes. The odd thing about this is that here I have to be very aware of everything that I'm putting into my body. So it's a great exercise in awareness and self-awareness of what we're consuming. In the meantime, I'm gonna have some dinner.
Very quickly, I realized that I was missing cooked food, and I made the classic mistake, despite my preparations, of not eating enough filling foods. So I spent the first few days hungry a lot of the time. Let's just say my original plan with the smoothies wasn't exactly bulletproof. But I posted on Instagram that I was going vegan, and a lot of you guys reached out with positive feedback, positive messages, and a lot of food suggestions and recipes. That was when I started to realize that food can be so much more than just something that you consume. It really seems like food can bring people together.
What I didn't know about veganism is that there are a ton of up-and-coming options for those who aren't used to eating vegan. There's specialty restaurants that just offer vegan foods with no animal products that remind you of foods that you may have eaten when you ate animal products. And I thought that was really cool. On top of that, a lot of these restaurants and even some of the products I got from Thrive tasted delicious because of the sauces. Vegan sauces are on point.
I'm gonna go all in and try not to replicate meat. For me, it's like telling your new girlfriend, hey, dress like my ex-girlfriend, act like my ex-girlfriend, but don't be my ex-girlfriend. I mean, you might as well go back to your ex-girlfriend. So no mock vegan meat, mock vegan cheese, or mock vegan eggs for me. The switching up drastically like I am now is probably my biggest fear of going vegan. Can I get the protein I need? How do I stay away from eating too many carbs? Stuff like that. It's easy to get lost, confused, and give up, so in order to avoid that, I immediately went ahead and designed my own vegan meal plan. And once that was finished, to make it even easier, I went ahead and did food prep this Sunday so that all my vegan meals were prepared throughout the week. Now the big question is, am I gonna start to miss my chicken, eggs, and Greek yogurt? I don't know, it's only day 5, so I'm pretty good so far, but we got 25 days to go. Things could get hairy pretty fast.
I feel full more often. I feel less hungry, which makes a lot of sense. If you're eating vegetables and you're making sure you're getting enough calories, you're gonna have a lot of stuff in your belly. Example, basically the amount of calories in this hamburger is equal to this much broccoli. That might be an exaggeration, hard to say. I didn't actually count anything. The point is, I was not hungry because, well, I'm just doing it in an awesome way and it's not that hard.
Aren't you amazing?
I'm amazing. Yeah. Yes. I feel like garbage.
At the time I least expected it, disaster struck. I got sick.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Totally. Diarrhea, gas, feel very tired, and my eye is twitching, nauseous. Could just be getting sick. But hey, we gotta be honest here. I do not feel good.
Good morning. How are you today? We're just in your neighborhood spreading some really good news about
Veganism.
Yes, we were just noticing.
Good afternoon. Contrary to what you may have heard.
Good evening. Vegan.
One thing about this is just like, I feel like I'm constantly thinking about food and what I need to consume. It's like almost like a job to make sure that you're on top of your nutrition. And I hope that this is just temporary, because if it's always like this and you always have to think about what you're eating next and all that, then it's just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go crazy.
Day 15. It's like every time I fart, my ass commits murder. It's so bad I don't even like the smell. And I usually love smelling my own farts. When switching from a meat to plant-based diet, this is typical, and as people have told me, it goes away in the first few weeks. But it's day 15 and I'm right in the thick of it. Literally. The air is fucking thick with flatulent fragrance. It's like almost as bad as the dude wearing dollar store body spray. I mean, it's not quite that bad, but it's pretty close.
My theory is that I was eating way too much fiber. 70 grams in a few days.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's, yeah.
I was on average going from 30 some grams of fiber a day to like 70.
Holy hell.
I think that first week I may have been averaging like 70 grams a day of fiber.
How much?
Like 70.
Day 16 to day 26, I went traveling. And even though continuing with the vegan challenge while traveling was hard, it was actually pretty doable.
I gotta say, at this point, I was rolling. I was starting getting into the vegan vibe. I was trying out new restaurants. I was sampling all the delicious foods that I got from Thrive. And I was excited. I was getting close to the finish line.
So it was definitely over the hump. Things were going good. Until day 24, things are going pretty good. Just kidding, everything was fine. I'm feeling like I'm getting the hang of this. Tonight I made rice and black beans and sweet potato and avocado, and it was good. I'm still feeling full all the time, and I'm not feeling terrible. China had pizza. She went and got a pizza. She ate that in front of me while I was eating my rice and beans, and it was fine. Just don't really miss it.
I am missing the taste of meat, so today I'm gonna go get some vegan tacos and see what I can find here in Mexico City. The vegan tacos not only surpassed my expectations, they honestly satisfied my desire to eat meat, with no animals harmed in the process. That was delicious.
Your vitamin B12 actually improved, but that's from supplementing. So to say like a true vegan diet, your vitamin B12 is gonna go up, we can't confidently say that.
Honestly, I was really proud of myself, and it's nice every now and then to take a challenge like this and learn something new about yourself. In fact, I want to tell you 5 things that I learned not only about the vegan diet, but also about myself during this process. 1, when I didn't plan well, I ate very unhealthy. When I was at MIT for breakfast, I ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch with almond milk and a banana every morning. That's not healthy, even though it's vegan.
Let me start off by saying that this was a wonderful experience, and you don't stand to lose anything by giving it a shot. I learned a ton about food, I learned a ton about cooking, and yeah, I mean, it really was a very cool new experience. Being vegan definitely demands a lot more from you, but I think that it also gives more in return.
We actually saw a pretty sharp increase of your total testosterone. Whether or not the vegan diet is right for you, I'd say this is a huge positive benefit. Your TSH or your thyroid actually improved.
Bam! More thyroid. What's that?
What does thyroid do?
Thyroid is part of the liver.
Wrong.
No.
It has almost some effect on every body system. So energy, sleep. Your T4 looks superior as well.
Oh my God.
I didn't notice a major change in my energy level like I thought I would. I mean, maybe I had a slightly decreased energy level, but we have to remember that I was sick. In the beginning, I was under eating calories, so I don't feel it's fair to blame vegan for that. 3, Surprisingly, I didn't get weaker on vegan. I was lifting strong and I felt good. But what did suffer was getting to the gym. I really noticed a lack of willpower when I was following this restrictive diet.
It does require more energy and effort, but at the same time, I feel like I did have a lot more energy, a lot more sustained energy throughout the day, and I do feel like there is a solid link between mental clarity and eating foods that are easier to digest and, healthier for you. I already talked about this earlier in this video, but it was a challenge to kind of adapt to things at first. However, I do feel like things got progressively easier, and to be perfectly honest with you, I hardly thought about it this last week. It just kind of becomes like your new normal.
4, when it comes to my body, I lost 3 pounds. I dropped from 203 to 200 pounds, so there was some weight loss, probably from under eating calories. But despite losing weight, I didn't feel as lean. I mean, all those sauces, all the rice that I ate, pasta, that contributed to the carb load and probably made me feel a little bit pudgier than usual. 5, this is the big one. The real difficulty was my GI system. I mean, it was a mess. The amount of gas and flatulence and bloating, God, it's like gross even talking about, but it was really bad.
You've actually decreased the amount of good cholesterol that you have. If you were eating a lot of fish like salmon and tuna prior to switching your diet, it's probably where it came from. If you want to remain on the vegan diet, you really have to ramp up your source of good healthy fats to kind of counterbalance what's been removed. Your protein levels look actually even better.
Wow.
Yeah. Can be surprising.
That's amazing.
Then we want to look at your total iron, actually improved with the vegan diet.
That's actually crazy.
You're a phenomenon at this point.
Now, that might seem a little strange because during the course of this video, I've been relatively positive about the vegan diet and I've felt good on the vegan diet. But honestly, I think I would probably be lying to you and lying to myself if I didn't say I'm going to implement a few foods back into my diet that wouldn't keep me completely vegan. And seeing as this video is more of an experiment as opposed to just an outright review, the reason why I'm saying no flex is because due to the fact I'm gonna be putting some of those foods back in, such as some Greek yogurt, some eggs, I wouldn't truly be staying 100% vegan, so I can't say flex. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it yourself. In fact, I highly, highly recommend you do. It's pretty awesome to be able to try something, at least in my case, very extreme because I've never went completely plant-based. And just as doing keto showed me the benefits of keeping sugar next to 0, I feel veganism has shown me how great I can feel with an emphasis on vegetables, fruits, beans, and nuts while minimizing my meat intake. And you learn that you can actually make a lot of food on the vegan diet. Common, what a lot of people say is, oh, it's all the tofu and all the, vegetables. There's 100 different ingredients you can use and they all combine to make a lot of good stuff.
So here we are a few weeks later, and no, I'm not still on the plant-based diet. I don't know why. I've been thinking about it, and I think it comes down to this. 1, convenience, aka laziness. I really just think it's easier. I don't have to plan ahead and figure out what's in all the food that I'm eating. Can share the same meal with whoever I'm eating with at all times. Unless it is tree nuts, because I'm allergic to tree nuts. 2, I like eating animal products. I just like them. I like the taste. I've proven that when they're gone, I don't really miss them, but if they're an option, I might choose them because I like them. I will say though that in the past few weeks I have chosen the vegan option sometimes. If it was an option, I probably wouldn't have done that before. And I enjoyed them, and it was a perfectly full meal. I didn't have that feeling early on. I do feel like it's missing cheese or meatballs. It does feel like something's missing a little bit. And who knows, maybe I will go fully vegan at some point. But if I want it to last, maybe I should take it slow. I like Vince's approach.
And I don't necessarily push people necessarily to go vegan. I just show them how to incorporate more plant-based option into their meals and start eating healthier and focus on adding foods into their diet rather than taking foods away.
To be honest, I didn't understand whether Dr. Mike decided to continue being plant-based or not. But since he wasn't doing it for moral reasons and merely as a challenge and he was nagging all the time, I assume he stopped right after the 30-day period.
So I'm sure a lot of you guys are curious to know, am I going to continue as a vegan? Let me start off by saying that I think we live in a world, a time and a place where things can just be pushed to an extreme. There are a lot of different diets out there, and there's honestly just not a general consensus on what the right one is, if that even exists. And I feel like a lot of people can get very rigid and get to the point where they identify with what they consume. You know, it becomes a part of them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not here to push my agenda down anybody's throat, but I feel like sometimes when you push something too far, you can lose some of the positive benefits. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily want to go down that road. With regards to food and diet, I like to follow more general guidelines. So avoiding processed food, avoiding excess, and avoiding sugar, you know, wherever possible. With all that being said, I really enjoyed this kind of more plant-based diet. And so while I don't think I'm gonna stay as like a vegan by the book, I do plan to continue as I have. I just feel like it had a really positive impact on me.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I did not expect the results to be that good. It's actually quite shocking. I kind of feel like I don't have a choice but to go majority plant-based now. The results were better after they were before, and I was already eating so healthy. I think I'll still have some animal product once in a while, but mostly plant-based.